Hi, I'm Taylor Wyatt, better known as Y-Boy online. Me and my buddy Nero Angeles watch a ton of movie trailers, and now we're trailer reactors and reviewers for FilmBook. Today we'll be watching, reacting, and reviewing Illumination's The Grinch. Let's watch some stuff.
This skater may become the next great name in figure skating.
I am beautiful in every single way.
Okay. And that was a teaser for The Grinch. That tells us literally nothing. It's just Olympics happens right now, so you got The Grinch.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Is it adapting How the Grinch Stole Christmas, or is it just going to be its own movie that just happens to have The Grinch?
That I'm not sure about. If I actually look it up real quick, we can see what actually has been told so far of it. But I believe it's supposed to be How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
It's just called The Grinch.
Yeah, based on the 1957 Dr. Seuss story How the Grinch Stole Christmas. So the premise is
okay. Is it going to be based on, or is it going to be based on?
Okay, the premise,
because that's giving me the setup of it's based on.
Yeah. Well, the premise here is the Grinch, Benedict Cumberbatch, hatches a scheme to ruin Christmas when the residents of Whoville plan their annual holiday celebration.
Okay, so that sounds like the actual book.
Yeah, so it's not... Yeah, so no, it's not just based on the Grinch. It is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Again.
Nothing about it felt right.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Here's a weird thing. He was like cuddling with Max.
Yeah.
That's not the Grinch. The Grinch is a jerk. That's the point.
Yeah, and he was just in an apartment somewhere. It just basically colors him as a weird character.
It also seems too clean. Like, I know it's not a lot to go off of, but like, that shot, which... if that's like the inside of the Grinch's cave, it looks really weird and clean.
Yeah, what I would guess is that it feels like something that's just basically made to basically promote itself for the Olympics, which is just a really weird connection to make. It just feels like something that you just get like the most eyeballs on it.
Was this released? Okay, was this released during like the Super Bowl?
No, it was just released like maybe a few days ago from our recording of this. But yeah, so it was just released when the Olympics started out.
That's just weird in every sense, like, but I doubt they'd spend the money on that animation, because I mean the animation does look good. Illumination doesn't really turn in bad animation quality. They could turn in crap writing, but I mean, in terms of animation, you know, they're pretty solid folk.
Yeah, they're up there. Like my major question is just like ever since like you see the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, the live action one from many years ago, which is basically a Christmas classic for some and a Christmas horrendous tragedy for others. Like,
I get it.
Like, will this be? Will this be like a new sort of Grinch? Will it not be like the original Grinch? Will it be like cartoonish sort of evil Grinch like from the live action one? Or will it be something different in this one?
Well, I mean, like, if you remember, they released that teaser image where it says he gets meaner, and he's, like, super cute Grinch with, like, a
just think,
scarf. Yeah, and he's like super cute and cuddly and toyetic, because I assume that's what Illumination's, like, higher up said is that we need to push the toys out of every movie we make.
Just imagine a scene where just all those little Grinches just hop on out. Even though it makes no sense, just a whole bunch of, like, a little bunch of minions.
Oh, I expect, like, there'll be, like, a minion that's green or something to, like, coincide with it to make money.
Yeah.
But he seems too cutesy, even in this one, where it's like, okay, if this is in the movie, what's, like, the reasoning behind it? I understand, I'm not an idiot where it's like, you know, you just take the book and that's it for the whole movie. You have to add content, because these books are not enough for feature films. That's why when like Chuck Jones did I think it was maybe 1960s, when he did his animated Grinch like holiday special, it's short. It's like 22 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like you don't really get any context. Like the Who's come out, they sing their hullabaloo and make a bunch of noise. He's up there on Mount Crumpet looking down at the Who's, and he's just angry at them, and that's it. And that's fine. The Jim Carrey one, I actually really do like it. I think, to me, it's one of my favorite holiday movies to watch. Every year I watch that and the Chuck Jones version. I think they're both fantastic.
Right.
The Jim Carrey one, it totally has problems. Make no mistake. It's not perfect by any means. I argue, though, it's still probably one of the least crappy adaptations of one of Theodore Geisel's books in terms of what we've gotten. Because we have, like, okay, Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, Horton Hears a Who, and then the Lorax.
And Horton Hears a Who is...
Yeah, it's just the Lorax and the Cat in the Hat that are just basically stuff that you just want to forget about.
Yeah, but I like the Cat in the Hat in an ironic sense because I still stand to reason that the Cat in the Hat was made by a director who clearly his mother or father would come home completely drunk and then proceed to beat him with a copy of the Cat in the Hat, and that thus spurred a flame inside of him that made him grow to hate Dr. Seuss till the end of his days. So no doubt that when he became a filmmaker, he would take all that hatred and vitriol and combine it into the form of a film by making the cat the most creepy, kind of quasi-pedophilic, weirdest character imaginable who wants to spank it to your mom.
Yep, it's weird.
Yeah, basically everything you should have in a Dr. Seuss movie is in that Cat in the Hat movie. It's quite miraculous.
Yeah, really.
And I mean the Lorax does the same thing that like Peter Rabbit does, where it's like, oh, let's the main character will be called Ted, and like the female, I think it's Dorothy. It's been a while, and it's like, oh, they're named after Dr. Seuss and his wife. We're like homaging them. Oh yeah, is that why like the Lorax doesn't really follow the book in any way and tries to make the Onceler sympathetic, even though the Onceler was the grade A dick in the actual story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, but hey, I'm sure you gave enough money to the widow Seuss to shut her mouth.
Right.
Because that movie came out, and I bet she made mad ducats on it.
Right.
So this looks lame.
Yeah.
It does. It's just a teaser, but it looks dumb. It looks, yeah.
Yeah, I don't...
And honestly, the more I see from Illumination, the more I don't like them as a company. Like, it's funny because we used to always joke, what was it? You can't have Pixar. So you get yourself a glass of DreamWorks. Now, DreamWorks is still a pretty good leading brand, but if you can't afford DreamWorks, that's okay. You can have some Blue Sky. It's not really great, but it's okay. But if you can't afford Blue Sky, well, the good news is... now you got yourself Illumination.
Yeah.
I don't even know where WAG sits on that Warner Bros. Animation group. I don't even know where they sit on the spectrum because their animated movies aren't like it's a Lego movie. Okay, you got one good one.
Yeah. I'm just trying to like boil down my thoughts on like at least the Grinch teaser. I don't feel like this is anything like from the actual movie and such, because that was clearly like a sort of apartment setting and all that sort of stuff, and it's clearly just sort of advertising for the Olympics. It is definitely weird. Like I don't see why people would be watching that. I know from trailers that I've seen, like The Incredibles 2 is supposed to be coming out during the Olympic season and such, but at most, and I'm expecting from Illumination, if they're going to try to do it like a different sort of Grinch, they're definitely going to try to do a more emotional Grinch in a sense, not just the quirky asshole in the Carrey one, and not just the big old grump in the original Chuck Jones one. It feels like they're going to go for like a more wide-eyed sort of emotional Grinch, which I don't know how they would do that, but that feels like where they're going to go with this, with like the hugging Max and the big wide-eyed "he gets meaner" Grinch.
My concern is, I'm all for the idea of layering a character, especially because he's the protagonist.
Yeah.
And as the protagonist of our film, we have to understand him, we have to connect with him. And I know like people are like, oh, the Jim Carrey movie's terrible. But I do connect with that little Grinch when he's a kid. You know, he was a little kid who liked the girl, and he was made fun of because he liked the girl, because of just how he looked. And like as a kid, we all deal with that prejudice. We're all picked on.
Mm-hmm.
It's something simple, but it's something simple we can relate to and understand.
Right.
And that's the thing, is at the end of the day, when they make this, I want to be able to connect to the Grinch. I don't want it to be like the Lorax, where it's like, the Lorax is just kind of a jackass that tries to murder you because you were cutting down a few trees, and then the Onceler's just an asshole who has the gall to act like the victim when he's not. He's just a selfish prick.
Yeah, he just gets pushed around by his family and that's it. Now we just have to see what they can do with the Grinch now.
Yeah, the thing is, I want them to do good with the Dr. Seuss stuff because I like Dr. Seuss. I love his books. They were fun. They were intelligent.
Yeah, we want to see where this goes. From just the teaser trailer, it's not looking hopeful at the moment, but this is just a teaser and basically a commercial for the Olympics. We'll just have to wait till an actual trailer comes out, like later in the year, to see what they are actually going to attempt with the theming and such.
It's strange that the movie's coming out in November, though. It's not coming out in Christmas.
I know, so many Christmas movies keep doing that. Like The Star last year was released in November, not December. But that's because Star Wars comes out in December.
No, it doesn't. Not this year. I think Star Wars only has the Han Solo movie, which I haven't seen the trailer, but dude, I've heard so much background stuff that's wrong with that movie. With the Solo movie, I think it's coming out in May. The only major movie I know that's coming out in December is Aquaman.
Okay, then there's no real reason for why it shouldn't be out in December. But
also, it's Aquaman.
Yeah.
I like Aquaman. Honestly, he's one of my favorite superheroes. Even I'm like,
yeah,
it's Aquaman.
Well, we'll just round this off and just say, like, we'll just see where it goes from here. This is just a teaser, and that's all we're going to get so far of this. Is it going to get meaner? Who knows? Thank you for watching and listening to our review and reaction, folks. Be sure to comment below and tell us your thoughts. Are you excited, skeptical, or fuming mad? Tell us in the comments below and we'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, if you want to go and find our work, go on to film-book.com and search for Taylor Wyatt. You can also find me and Nero on YouTube discussing and analyzing all sorts of anime movies and shows. Follow the link on screen or in the description below. Be sure to subscribe to us and follow our social. If you'd like to support FilmBook though and watch future reaction videos, consider hitting that subscribe button and becoming one of our patrons on Patreon. There's a link to our Patreon page in the description, or you can find us by going to patreon.com and typing in FilmBook. Until the next trailer, thank you and we'll see you then.